Question 1. Which of the following statements most accurately describes the typical exclusions in a disability insurance policy under Mississippi law? A. Self-inflicted injuries, war-related injuries, and substance abuse are typically covered under disability policies. B. Disability insurance policies typically cover all injuries, regardless of the cause. C. Self-inflicted injuries, criminal acts, and substance abuse are common exclusions in most disability policies. D. Disability insurance policies exclude only injuries that occur outside of work-related activities. Answer: C. Self-inflicted injuries, criminal acts, and substance abuse are common exclusions in most disability policies. Explanation: disability insurance policies generally exclude certain high-risk behaviors and situations, including self-inflicted injuries, criminal acts, and substance abuse. These exclusions are based on the principle that insurance should not cover situations where the policyholder is at fault or engages in illegal or hazardous activities. Under Mississippi law, these exclusions are often part of standard policy terms as they are seen as avoidable risks. Additionally, any injury resulting from illegal acts or intentional harm is typically excluded due to the moral hazard and the legal implications of such behaviors. Therefore, option C is the most accurate. Question 2. Mr. Thompson, a 45-year-old office worker in Mississippi, was diagnosed with a chronic condition that significantly impairs his ability to work. He has a disability insurance policy with a 90-day elimination period. He has not yet reached the 90-day threshold. What is most likely to occur if he files a claim now? A. He will begin receiving benefits immediately as his condition is severe. B. His claim will be processed, but he will not receive benefits until 90 days after his diagnosis. C. He will receive benefits only if he is unable to work for the next 180 days. D. His claim will be denied because he has a pre-existing condition. Answer: B. His claim will be processed, but he will not receive benefits until 90 days after his diagnosis. Explanation: in disability insurance policies, the elimination period, waiting period, refers to the time between the onset of the disability and when benefits begin. This period is typically 30, 60, or 90 days, depending on the policy. Since Mr. Thompson's policy has a 90-day elimination period, he must wait 90 days after the onset of his disability before he is eligible to start receiving benefits. During this period, the insurer will process his claim, but no benefits will be paid until the elimination period is completed. Therefore, option B is correct. Options A, C, and D do not align with the typical disability insurance rules regarding the waiting period and benefit eligibility. Question 3. Which of the following is most likely to affect the underwriting process when determining the premium for an individual applying for disability insurance in Mississippi? A. The applicant's education level and employment history. B. The applicant's gender, marital status, and family size. C. The applicant's occupation and health status. D. The applicant's race, religion, and political beliefs. Answer: C. The applicant's occupation and health status. Explanation: the underwriting process for disability insurance involves assessing risk factors that could affect the likelihood of a claim. Two of the most important factors that impact the premium calculation are the applicant's occupation and health status. High-risk occupations, such as construction or firefighting, generally result in higher premiums because these professions carry a higher likelihood of disability due to injury. Additionally, an applicant's health status plays a major role. Individuals with pre-existing conditions or those who are at higher risk for medical issues may face higher premiums due to the increased probability of a claim. Options A, B, and D are not directly tied to underwriting decisions in the context of disability insurance, making option C the correct answer. Question 4. Which of the following best describes the role of the Mississippi Department of Insurance in the disability insurance process? A. It primarily determines the premiums for individual disability insurance policies. B. It is responsible for approving or denying individual claims for disability insurance. C. It regulates and enforces the laws related to disability insurance, ensuring compliance with state and federal regulations. D. It handles the administration of federal disability programs like Social Security Disability Insurance (SSD). Answer: C. It regulates and enforces the laws related to disability insurance, ensuring compliance with state and federal regulations. Explanation: the Mississippi Department of Insurance is responsible for overseeing the insurance industry within the state, including disability insurance, that ensures that insurance companies comply with state laws and federal regulations, such as the Affordable Care Act or rules regarding consumer protection. The department does not handle individual claims or directly set premiums. Rather, it enforces regulations to protect consumers and maintain the integrity of the industry. Therefore, option C is correct. Options A, B, and D do not accurately describe the department's role. Question 5. If a disability insurance policy has a cost of living adjustment or COLA rider, what is the primary benefit it provides to the insured? A. It increases the benefit amount based on inflation, ensuring that the value of the benefits keeps up with rising living costs. B. It guarantees that benefits will continue to be paid after the initial policy period, regardless of the disability's severity. C. It ensures the insured will receive a larger benefit payout if their occupation involves high risks. D. It covers additional medical expenses that may arise during the disability. Answer A. Increases the benefit amount based on inflation, ensuring that the value of the benefits keeps up with rising living costs. Explanation. The cost of living adjustment (COLA) rider is designed to increase the monthly disability benefit in line with inflation. This ensures that the insured's benefits maintain their purchasing power even as the cost of living rises. The rider is particularly important for long-term disabilities where the insured might be unable to work for an extended period. COLA does not provide additional coverage for medical expenses or adjust benefits based on occupation, making options B, C, and D incorrect. Therefore, A is the correct answer. Question 6, Ms. Carter works as an executive in a corporation and has a disability insurance policy with an own occupation rider. She is diagnosed with a condition that prevents her from performing her executive duties, but she could still perform other types of work. How will her disability benefits likely be impacted by their own occupation rider? A. She will receive benefits because she cannot perform her executive duties, regardless of her ability to perform other work. B. She will not receive benefits because she can still perform other types of work. C. She will receive benefits only if she cannot perform any type of work at all, regardless of her occupation. D. Her benefits will be reduced by a percentage based on the type of work she can still perform. Answer A. She will receive benefits because she cannot perform her executive duties, regardless of her ability to perform other work. Explanation. An own occupation rider provides benefits if the insured is unable to perform their specific occupation, even if they can still work in a different capacity. This rider is beneficial for individuals in specialized or high-level roles, such as executives, surgeons, or pilots, where the inability to perform their usual duties is considered a disability, regardless of their ability to perform other types of work. Therefore, Ms. Carter would receive benefits because she cannot perform her executive duties. Options B, C, and D do not accurately reflect the intent of an own occupation rider. Question 7. Which of the following is a key factor in determining eligibility for Social Security Disability Insurance (SSEI) benefits under federal law? A. The applicant's age and whether they are employed at the time of the claim. B. The applicant's ability to perform their previous job regardless of other work options. C. The applicant's history of paying into the Social Security system through payroll taxes. D. The applicant's occupation, specifically whether it is deemed high risk or low risk. Answer C. The applicant's history of paying into the Social Security system through payroll taxes. Explanation. Eligibility for Social Security Disability Insurance (SDI) benefits primarily depends on the applicant's work history and whether they have paid into the Social Security system through payroll taxes. SSDI is intended for individuals who have contributed to the system through their employment and who are now unable to work due to a qualifying disability. Age, occupation, or employment status alone are not sufficient. The critical factor is the history of Social Security tax contributions. Therefore, option C is correct. Options A, B, and D do not accurately reflect SSDI eligibility criteria. Question 8. What is typically covered under a group disability insurance policy provided by an employer in Mississippi? A. Only short-term disabilities, with long-term disabilities being excluded. B. Disability caused by self-inflicted injuries or substance abuse. C. Both short-term and long-term disabilities depending on the plan's structure. D. Only disabilities that occur during work hours. Answer C. Both short-term and long-term disabilities depending on the plan's structure. Explanation. Group disability insurance policies offered by employers often cover both short-term and long-term disabilities, though the specific coverage depends on the policy's terms. Short-term disability typically provides benefits for a limited period, e.g. 3 to 6 months, while long-term disability provides benefits for extended periods, e.g. until retirement age. Employers may offer one or both types of coverage, and the structure can vary. Therefore, option C is correct. Options A, B, and D are not typical coverage scenarios for group disability insurance policies. Question 9. Which of the following best explains the difference between partial disability and total disability in a disability insurance policy? A. Total disability only applies if the insured cannot perform any work, while partial disability applies if the insured can perform some work but is limited in their capacity. B. Total disability applies if the insured is unable to perform any work-related duties, while partial disability applies only if the insured is partially injured but still able to work. C. Partial disability means the insured cannot perform any tasks, while total disability allows the insured to continue working part-time. D. There is no difference between partial and total disability under a disability insurance policy. Answer A. Total disability only applies if the insured cannot perform any work, while partial disability applies if the insured can perform some work but is limited in their capacity. Explanation: total disability means that the insured is unable to perform any duties related to their occupation or any work in general due to the disability. Partial disability refers to situations where the insured can still perform some work duties but their capacity is reduced. For example, someone may be able to work in a limited capacity after an injury, but still be considered partially disabled because they cannot perform all aspects of their job. Therefore, option A is correct. Options B, C, and D provide inaccurate or incomplete descriptions of partial and total disability. Question 10. Which of the following factors is most likely to influence the premium rates for a disability insurance policy? A. The applicant's family medical history and the insurance company's corporate profits. B. The applicant's occupation and health condition, as these influence the risk level. C. The applicant's annual income and their level of savings. D. The applicant's political affiliations and educational background. Answer B. The applicant's occupation and health condition, as these influence the risk level. Explanation: premiums for disability insurance policies are primarily based on the risk assessment of the applicant. Key factors include the applicant's occupation. High-risk jobs such as construction or healthcare often result in higher premiums, and their health condition. Pre-existing conditions can increase the risk of disability and therefore raise premiums. Family medical history may influence underwriting decisions but is not typically the primary driver of premium rates. Therefore, option B is correct. Options A, C, and D are less relevant to the calculation of disability insurance premiums. Question 11. Which of the following statements is true regarding short-term disability insurance? A. It covers disabilities lasting up to 1 year or longer. B. It provides income replacement for a limited period, typically between 3 to 6 months. C. It is only available for individuals who have been employed for 5 years or more. D. It provides coverage for long-term disabilities, such as permanent conditions. Answer B. It provides income replacement for a limited period, typically between 3 to 6 months. Explanation: short-term disability insurance is designed to replace income for a limited time, usually between 3 to 6 months. For temporary disabilities, it is typically used for short-term illnesses or injuries that prevent an individual from working but are not expected to last long-term. Option A refers to long-term disability insurance, so option C is inaccurate because eligibility is not tied to tenure, and option D applies to long-term disability insurance, not short-term. Question 12. Which of the following is a characteristic of long-term disability insurance? A. It usually covers disabilities for a period of up to 1 year. B. Benefits are often paid for a few months and then terminate. C. It can provide coverage until retirement age or for the rest of the insured's life, depending on the policy. D. It only covers accidents that occur during the course of employment. Answer C. It can provide coverage until retirement age or for the rest of the insured's life, depending on the policy. Explanation: long-term disability insurance provides benefits for extended periods, often until the insured reaches retirement age or for the rest of their life, depending on the terms of the policy. It is intended to provide ongoing financial support if a person is unable to work due to a long-term illness or injury. Option A describes short-term disability, and option B describes short-term benefits as well. Option D only applies to workers' compensation insurance, not disability insurance. Question 13. What is the purpose of an elimination period in a disability insurance policy? A. To prevent insurance fraud by requiring the insured to undergo a waiting period before receiving benefits. B. To allow the insured time to recover before starting the claims process. C. To define the time after a disability occurs before benefits are paid out. D. To cover medical expenses during the recovery period. Answer: C. To define the time after disability occurs before benefits are paid out. Explanation: the elimination period is a waiting period between the time a disability occurs and when the benefits start being paid out. This period helps reduce the insurer's costs and ensures that the disability is serious enough to require coverage. The elimination period can range from a few days to several months depending on the policy. It is not related to fraud prevention or medical expenses, so options A, B, and D are incorrect. Question 14. Which of the following is generally excluded from disability insurance coverage? A. Injuries sustained while participating in a recreational sport. B. Disabilities caused by workplace accidents covered under workers' compensation. C. Long-term illness diagnosed during the waiting period. D. Disabilities caused by pregnancy in certain cases and depending on the policy. Answer: A. Injuries sustained while participating in a recreational sport. Explanation: disability insurance often excludes injuries sustained during certain recreational or high-risk activities, such as sports. These exclusions vary by policy, but many policies do not cover injuries that occur while engaging in non-work-related risky activities. Option B is typically covered by workers' compensation insurance, and C may be covered if the disability occurs after the waiting period. In many cases, pregnancy is not excluded but may have specific conditions or limitations, making option D dependent on the policy terms. Question 15. Which of the following is an example of a situation where a known occupation disability rider would be beneficial? A. A surgeon who can no longer perform surgeries but can still work in a different healthcare role like consulting. B. A construction worker who cannot perform physical labor but can work in an office setting. C. An office worker who suffers from a back injury and can no longer sit for extended periods. D. A retail worker who cannot lift heavy objects due to a disability but can perform administrative tasks. Answer: A. A surgeon who can no longer perform surgeries but can still work in a different healthcare role like consulting. Explanation: known occupation disability rider is useful for individuals in specialized occupations such as surgeons, pilots, or athletes where being unable to perform the specific duties of their occupation, even if they could perform other types of work, qualifies as a disability. For a surgeon, this rider would allow them to receive disability benefits even though they could potentially work in a consulting role. Options B, C, and D describe situations where a worker may be able to continue performing a different type of work, but these are not examples of the specific value provided by a known occupation rider. Question 16. Which of the following factors typically affects the cost of a disability insurance premium? A. The insured's income level and occupation. B. The insured's credit score and number of dependents. C. The insured's location and annual health care costs. D. The insured's marital status and education level. Answer: A. The insured's income level and occupation. Explanation: the cost of disability insurance premiums is most often affected by the insured's income level, since higher income earners typically need more coverage, and risky occupations tend to have higher premiums due to the greater likelihood of a claim. Options B, C, and D are not primary factors in determining premiums for disability insurance, although factors like occupation and income are significant. Question 17. Which of the following best describes the difference between group and individual disability insurance? A. Group disability insurance is typically more expensive but offers broader coverage than individual policies. B. Individual disability insurance is purchased by an employer for employees, while group policies are bought directly by individuals. C. Group disability insurance is usually more affordable but may offer less coverage than individual policies. D. Individual disability insurance covers all disabilities, while group insurance only covers specific types of disabilities. Answer: C. Group disability insurance is usually more affordable but may offer less coverage than individual policies. Explanation: group disability insurance is typically more affordable because the policy is purchased by an employer for all employees and the risk is spread across a large group. However, the coverage may be less comprehensive than individual policies, which are tailored to the specific needs of the policyholder Option A is incorrect because group policies are generally more affordable. Option B incorrectly describes who purchases the policies, and option D is inaccurate as both types of policies generally cover the same range of disabilities depending on the terms. Question 18. How does a disability insurance policy with a residual disability rider work? A. It provides benefits if the insured is only partially disabled and can still work but at a reduced capacity. B. It provides a lump sum payout based on the severity of the disability. C. It automatically increases benefits as the insured's disability worsens. D. It covers additional medical expenses related to the disability. Answer A. Provides benefits if the insured is only partially disabled and can still work but at a reduced capacity. Explanation. A residual disability rider is designed for people who are partially disabled and able to work, but not at full capacity. It provides benefits that compensate for the income lost due to the reduced ability to work. It is particularly useful for individuals who can still perform some work but not to the extent they did before the disability. Options B, C, and D do not accurately describe the function of a residual disability rider. Question 19. If an applicant is denied disability insurance coverage, which of the following could be the reason? A. The applicant's occupation is considered high risk. B. The applicant is over the age of 50. C. The applicant's income exceeds the policy's benefit limits. D. The applicant has a low credit score. Answer A. The applicant's occupation is considered high risk. Explanation. Certain occupations, such as those in hazardous fields, e.g., construction, firefighting, or aviation, may be considered high risk by insurers, which could lead to a denial of disability insurance coverage. Age alone, option B, is not a typical disqualifier, and high income, option C, may not result in a denial but could affect coverage limits. A low credit score, option D, is generally not a factor in disability insurance eligibility. Question 20. Which of the following is typically considered a pre-existing condition for disability insurance? A. A condition that the insured has been treated for before applying for coverage. B. A condition that is diagnosed after the disability policy is issued. C. A condition that arises due to an accident occurring after the policy is issued. D. A condition that is covered by a separate health insurance plan. Answer A. A condition that the insured has been treated for before applying for coverage. Explanation. A pre-existing condition is generally defined as any health condition for which the insured has received treatment, diagnosis, or medication prior to applying for disability insurance. Insurers may exclude coverage for pre-existing conditions for a certain period after the policy is issued. Options B, C, and D refer to conditions that are not considered pre-existing and would typically be covered by the policy, depending on the circumstances. Question 21. Which of the following best defines total disability (ICA) disability insurance policy? A. The insured is unable to perform any work at all due to a disability. B. The insured is unable to perform their usual occupation due to a disability. C. The insured is unable to perform any tasks of daily living, such as eating or bathing. D. The insured is permanently disabled and cannot work in any capacity. Answer B. The insured is unable to perform their usual occupation due to a disability. Explanation. In many disability insurance policies, total disability refers to the inability to perform the tasks of one's regular occupation due to illness or injury. This may not necessarily mean an inability to perform any work at all, but rather an inability to perform the duties required by the individual's specific occupation. Option A refers to any occupation disability which is more restrictive, and options C and D are typically not defined under the standard insurance terms. Question 22. Which of the following is typically covered under workers' compensation insurance but not under a disability insurance policy? A. Illness is contracted due to work conditions. B. A temporary disability from a non-work-related accident. C. Injuries sustained while performing job duties. D. Disabilities caused by long-term health conditions such as cancer. Answer A. Illness is contracted due to work conditions. Explanation. Workers' compensation insurance covers illnesses and injuries that arise directly from work conditions, such as diseases contracted from exposure to hazardous materials. Disability insurance, on the other hand, generally covers disabilities caused by non-work-related injuries or illnesses such as accidents or long-term health conditions like cancer. Options B, C, and D. Workers' compensation covers workplace accidents but does not typically cover non-work-related disabilities. Question 23. How does a cost of living adjustment rider in a disability insurance policy function. A. Ensures that the benefits remain the same regardless of inflation. B. It adjusts the benefit amount periodically to keep up with inflation. C. It increases the policyholder's premiums over time to keep up with inflation. D. It lowers the benefits after a certain period of receiving claims. Answer: B. It adjusts the benefit amount periodically to keep up with inflation. Explanation: a cost of living adjustment rider in a disability insurance policy ensures that the benefits increase periodically to match inflation, helping to maintain the purchasing power of the policyholder's benefits over time. Option A is incorrect because COLA increases benefits rather than keeping them the same. Option C applies to premiums, not benefits, and option D is not typically related to COLA riders. Question 24. What is a key difference between accident and a sickness and disability insurance? A. Accident disability insurance covers injuries caused by any accident, while sickness disability insurance covers only work-related illnesses. B. Accident disability insurance provides benefits for accidents, while sickness disability insurance covers health conditions diagnosed by a doctor. C. Accident disability insurance only applies to workers' compensation cases, while sickness disability insurance applies to all individuals. D. Sickness disability insurance covers only mental health conditions, while accident insurance covers physical injuries. Answer: B. Accident disability insurance provides benefits for accidents, while sickness disability insurance covers health conditions diagnosed by a doctor. Explanation: accident disability insurance covers disabilities caused by injuries sustained in accidents, while sickness disability insurance covers disabilities due to health conditions such as illnesses or diseases. Both types of coverage provide financial assistance, but they differ in the cause of the disability. Option A is inaccurate because sickness disability insurance is not limited to work-related illnesses, and options C and D do not correctly describe the differences. Question 25. What does guaranteed renewable mean in the context of a disability insurance policy? A. The insurer cannot increase the premium after the policy is issued. B. The insurer guarantees to renew the policy each year without changing the terms. C. The insurer cannot cancel the policy after the initial period. D. The policy automatically adjusts to cover higher amounts as the insured's income increases. Answer: B. The insurer guarantees to renew the policy each year without changing the terms. Explanation: a guaranteed renewable policy means that the insurer is obligated to renew the policy each year regardless of the insured's health status and cannot change the policy's terms or premiums as long as the insured continues to pay the premium. Option A refers to non-cancelable policies, which prevent the insurer from raising premiums. Option C is inaccurate because guaranteed renewable policies can be cancelled by the insured, and option D does not describe a typical insurance feature. Question 26. Which of the following is considered a non-cancelable disability insurance policy? A. A policy in which the insurer cannot cancel or change the terms as long as premiums are paid. B. A policy where the insurer can cancel the policy at any time without notice. C. A policy that can only be renewed after the insured reaches a certain age. D. A policy with no coverage for accidents or injuries. Answer A. A policy in which the insurer cannot cancel or change the terms as long as premiums are paid. Explanation: a non-cancelable disability insurance policy guarantees that the insurer cannot cancel or alter the terms of the policy as long as the premiums are paid. This provides stability and predictability for the insured. Option B describes a standard policy with more flexible cancellation terms, while option C refers to policies with age limitations, and option D is inaccurate as all policies should provide accident or injury coverage unless stated otherwise. Question 27. Which of the following is a common exclusion in disability insurance policies? A. Temporary disability from an injury at home. B. Disabilities caused by self-inflicted injuries or suicide attempts. C. Disabilities caused by a work-related accident. D. Disabilities arising from illnesses diagnosed after the policy is issued. Answer: B. Disabilities caused by self-inflicted injuries or suicide attempts. Explanation: most disability insurance policies include exclusions for disabilities caused by self-inflicted injuries or suicide attempts. This is because such injuries are considered preventable by the insured. Option A could be covered under a standard policy. Option C is typically covered under workers' compensation, and option D would generally be covered if the illness occurs after the waiting period. Question 20. Which of the following is true regarding a business overhead expense disability insurance policy? A. It covers lost income for business owners who are unable to work due to disability. B. It covers the overhead costs of running a business when the owner is disabled. C. It is designed to replace the owner's salary while they are disabled. D. It covers only the physical disability of the business owner and not mental health conditions. Answer: B. It covers the overhead costs of running a business when the owner is disabled. Explanation: a business overhead expense BO disability insurance policy helps cover the operational costs of running a business when the owner is unable to work due to a disability. These costs might include rent, utilities, and employee salaries. Option A describes disability income insurance for business owners, not overhead costs, and option C refers to income replacement, which is not the focus of BOE policies. Option D is inaccurate, as mental health disabilities may be covered depending on the policy. Question 29. What is the purpose of the residual disability rider in a disability insurance policy? A. It provides full benefits to an individual who is only partially disabled. B. It allows for partial benefits when the insured can still work but at a reduced capacity. C. It provides benefits if the insured has been hospitalized for an extended period. D. It increases the benefit amount as the insured's disability worsens. Answer: B. It allows for partial benefits when the insured can still work but at a reduced capacity. Explanation: the residual disability rider allows for partial disability benefits when the insured is still able to work but only at a reduced capacity due to illness or injury. This helps compensate for lost income if the individual can still perform some tasks, but not all of their regular duties. Option A is incorrect because residual disability riders provide partial benefits, not full. Option C and D do not describe the correct use of the rider. Question 30. Which of the following would most likely be covered by a disability insurance policy? A. A common cold that requires a few days off work. B. A major surgery that leads to long-term recovery and prevents the insured from working. C. A short-term injury that only prevents work for one day. D. An injury sustained during a recreational activity on the weekend. Answer: B. A major surgery that leads to long-term recovery and prevents the insured from working. Explanation: disability insurance policies are typically designed to cover disabilities that prevent the insured from working for an extended period, such as after major surgeries that require long-term recovery. Short-term injuries options and C may not meet the policy's definition of disability or may not last long enough to trigger benefits. Option D depends on the specific terms of the policy, but injuries from high-risk recreational activities are often excluded.